Okay. Hello. I am
Hey,
Stacy Santiago and I'm here with Ranette, the
hey.
lovely Ranette. Yes. And she's got quite a story to share with us today. I know that it makes such a difference when you know that you're not alone and you can connect with a real person who actually went through the same kind of problems that you have and actually made it on the other side. So, we're going to hear about that for Ranette. How are you doing, Ranette?
I am fantastic. I'm great.
Oh, good. Awesome. Okay, so let's jump right into this then. So, before you started coaching, what was going on for you in your life and your career?
Well, I had been at the company where I was at for 11 years, and I had been kind of climbing the ladder into different positions and promotions and things like that. And at the time when I decided to join, I was a quality analyst, and it had taken me about 6 years to work to that position. And at first, I really loved my QA job. I was working from home, and this was before COVID started, and everybody worked from home. So I really felt like it was a privilege. And 2 years into the position, my supervisor that I absolutely adored quit. She just retired, and they hired someone else who took her place that was totally the opposite of her. And she just made it clear that we were not important to her and our job was about the numbers. And so close to the time I quit, the company had lost one of their accounts, which was 50% of their business. And they started hiring the temps, and the temps would we had several things that we audited, and the temps were on top of our already busy schedule. And in October, they gave us these temps to audit as well. And we were working from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And this was Monday through Friday, and we'd have to work 8 o'clock till an 8-hour shift on the weekends. And then the holidays came and it was worse. We started working from 7:30 to midnight with working an 8-hour shift on the weekends. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I was exhausted. And the thing was, this was a salary position. So all of that work wasn't paid for. I was working for free, basically. And finally, on December 6th, 2020, I decided that I had enough and gave my 2-week notice because I was so desperate for that work life balance.
Yeah. And that had been affecting just about everything in your life.
Yeah.
What were some of those greatest pain points for you?
Well, I was exhausted and just discouraged, and I hadn't been able to spend time with my family. And I have 3 kids, and I have 3 grandkids that I totally adore, and I was missing out on everything, and you don't like to miss out on your family. You really don't. It's a pain point. And, I was disillusioned because I'm like, if I quit my job, what am I going to do? And this is my paycheck. And I was just getting all those fears were coming out, and I'm like, there's no way out of this. And then that made me feel completely powerless, and I hate being powerless.
Yeah. Yeah, gosh. Well, and how is that for you too, even just physically, because your health starts to come into play too.
Hmm. Yeah. And one of the things that I noticed is that I was completely drained. It's like I had nothing left to give, let alone my family. And, the other thing was to get through all this, even depression that I was going through. I'm like overeating. So I'm gaining weight here, and that's a mess too. And I wasn't healthy. I wasn't sleeping because I had anxiety, and it was a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so what was that point for you where you said, I can't sustain this anymore. I need to get the right help.
Yeah. Well, the straw that broke the camel's back and made me put in my 2-week notice was the fact that December 4th is my anniversary. It was over a weekend, and I decided I was going to put in PTO and take a weekend, which was a bad time. My anniversary does not come in a good time of the year. But anyways, I took the 3-day weekend, and I had just been told that I was going to change functions of what we were auditing. And so I'm learning a new function. And normally I work ahead so that I don't have to give my coworkers my word, but I just couldn't do it. I could not do it. And so I had sent my supervisor an email saying, I really need help. And I had to send it Thursday night because I had absolutely convinced myself until that point I was going to power through it. Well, I didn't have any power to power through it. And so I sent her this email asking her to assign some of my audits to my coworkers, which I hated to do. I felt guilty. It was awful. And I checked my email on Saturday and I found out that she hadn't assigned any. So had I came into work Monday morning, I would have had like 30 audits to do, which is just impossible. And so I ended up working that Saturday of the 3-day weekend that I was supposed to have off. And I was like, I'm done. I sent her my 2-week notice, December the 6th. And anyways, with all of that, and what made me decide to get the right help is I had been, had this job for 11 years. I knew I was out of touch with interviewing skills. Resume writing, my resume was nowhere near up to par and what it should have been. And, I also knew my self-esteem and my view of the world needed some work. I was extremely negative. I didn't know, I was like, I don't know how I'm ever going to get another job paying what I make. But, it so happened that I saw one of your ads on Facebook and I was like, well, I need help. I'm going to ask this lady to help me. So I had a one-on-one with Brooke, which was really good. And she, kind of cinched it for me and, come join this because we can, check your mindset and make sure that, you've got the mindset and the resume and the things that'll help you to get your next best job. So.
Yeah. And so what really surprised you? What really began to change in a big way for you as you went through this coaching journey?
It was funny because I thought this was going to be all about, renewing the resume and making sure that that was all clear and getting my LinkedIn profile good and clean. No, it's really about what you're thinking. And I had just such a negative mindset. I was so negative, and I realized that the negativity that I had wasn't really directed toward other people. That was kind of a side effect of it, but the negativity was directed toward myself. And I was my biggest enemy. I had thoughts like, you are worthless. You can't do this. You'll never be able to get another job. And through this program, I was able to reprogram those negative beliefs in exchange for positive ones, such as I like knowing that I'm already enough. I like knowing that I determine my own value. I am choosing to shift into my own power and significance. And remember, I had said I hate being powerless. And one of the things that this program gave me was the fact that I can choose to live in my own power. And I'm the one that makes me powerless, not other people. I'm the one that makes me powerless. So I choose to live in my own power.
Yeah. That's just so huge for you. And so tell me about what were some of the specific things that you really enjoyed working on the most?
Oh, wow. I love doing the mindset box. That was fun. That was really fun. The one thing I think that was tough, but I really got the most out of was our, what is that grid called? The what?
The blueprint?
Yes, thank you. The blueprint. And I really made some interesting discoveries, man, I discovered that I was on the wrong career trajectory my whole life. One of the things that we had to do was the Myers-Briggs inventory. And it comes out that I'm an extrovert. Every time I had taken any personality test, it said that I was an introvert. Well, and part of it too is the negativity was starting to move, and I was starting to get even more outgoing than I already am. And that healing just helped me discover who I truly was. And I needed a job that demanded, I wouldn't say demanded, but was for an extrovert. And here I am working as an auditor, which is a job for an introvert. You don't talk to people, you're just working on the same task every day. And I was never in that place where I felt fulfilled. And you have some resentments against yourself when you do that, which is the worst thing you can do, is not be true to yourself. And so finding out that I'm this extrovert, and then that I would be good at sales. And sales is not something that I had ever put on my trajectory. And I'm like, wow, this would be fun. And here I am equating fun with job, which I hadn't been able to do for 5 years. And I'm like, I got so motivated and just so happy that I could work at something I loved and get paid for it. That would be awesome. There's just this mindset sometimes where, oh, we have to be miserable in our jobs. No, we don't. We can be happy in our jobs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is so it's like a night and day is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so tell me about what's different for you now on being on the other side of this. What's different for you? What's changed?
Oh gosh. I just right now what I'm doing is looking for a job in client services and account management, which is not somewhere I thought I would ever end up. And I'm finding as I interview for these jobs, I'm really enjoying the interview process, which is funny, but I love meeting people. And then also one of the things we learned is to network. And I love networking. I get to talk to people all the time and hear their stories. And what I discovered, and I had this little interview with Brooke, because I'm like, I can't be a salesman. I really, I don't know, I don't know about this. And she's like, Ranette, sales is listening to people's stories and then helping them resolve the issues that they have, and finding their pain points and resolving those issues. And I'm like, light bulb on. Okay, this is going to be fun, So we came up with some reprogramming things about sales that, I was like complete mind shift of what I'm supposed to do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this job would be fantastic. So, this whole thing and where I am now is because I was working the blueprint, and because of the mindset reprogramming and all of those things that I had to do, which honestly, they were a lot of work, but so worth it. Yeah. They were so worth it.
Yeah, that's exactly it is. If you stay on the surface, read a book, hey, I took I took strengths finders, it's not going to do crap for you. So you have to do the deeper work to be free from the demons, free from the baggage that you have. Yeah. And that's worth everything, because now you have a clear direction going forward in your career. But what you've learned just in reframing and creating new beliefs, that alone has changed the direction of your life and how you.
Yes, significantly.
Yeah, that's just massive. So tell me about this, if you can kind of sum this up. Why? Because I know a lot of people out there will just sit and wait, or they'll just say, oh, I'll see how it goes. I'll do it myself. Why is stepping up for this? Why is this coaching worth the investment?
One thing that I had always been hiding, and I don't know why, I can't tell you why, was the true me. Through this program, I was able to discover the true me. I have always been the person that makes decisions that everyone else wants me to make. Here's Miss Codependent Ranette. And I had to change that to here's the true Ranette. And I was denying myself. And what I discovered is by denying your true self, you're sacrificing your own success and everyone else's success, because you're not directed down the path that God designed you to go down in the first place. And so I was excited that I discovered that I would be good at sales, and it's turning out that I'm significantly really good at it. And I started to work in my zone of brilliance, which I love being able to do that. And I discovered that brilliance zone through this program, and they were all things I didn't think I was good at. But
Mhm.
it's been so worth the investment, because now I'm able to operate in what I'm truly good at, what I'm gifted for, and where I can make a significant impact in the world. And I'm just loving it. I love being the true me.
Yeah. Oh, it's so huge. It's so, so huge. And that will just pay you back for the rest of your life in
Yeah.
tangibly, but in quality of life. It gives you this whole fresh new chapter and a power to be in the driver's seat to shape and direct that on your terms for the rest of your life.
Yeah, definitely.
So what advice would you have for that for people who are watching who may be struggling in the same situation that you're in?
You just kind of have to jump off the diving board. You really do. And what's so wonderful about this program is Brooke and Stacy and the people at True Career Choice will guide you. Every email that you send, they answer. They'll call you. They'll coach you through it. I loved our Wednesday meetings. In fact, I'm missing that. I wish I could jump on. And what I love about those Wednesday meetings is they're all women that are in the same boat as you, and you see them with their real life struggles and working through that, and the mind reprogramming that happens is just astounding. I just love it. And I mean, you're not in this alone, and it is worth every penny and then some. Don't tell Brooke, because she'll raise, and Stacy, they'll raise their prices, but it's like every penny you spend on this program is so, so worth it. And I mean, I just achieved this, you know, gold at the end of the rainbow by doing this program. So I'm excited to see where I end up. I've got a temp job, but I know that, I've got just good days ahead of me. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see that, and that's something that you can't fake. Like
Right.
you're I remember when we first spoke and it was just dark and heavy and tired and fed up. And now
Yeah.
it's this liveliness, this joy, this actually wanting to wake up to life because it's gonna be
Yes.
good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It, it's tremendous for you. And make no mistake, that will have a ripple effect in your family, in the people who will come in contact with you. It will have differences you may never even be aware of. But because you took a stand and you changed your life, you now have that ability to create more than you thought was possible. And that will
Right.
shine the light and that will benefit others as well.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, Ranette, I love you. You're just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I hope that you will always stay connected to us, your family, and we'll always be here for you. And thank you so, so much for sharing your story. We love you. We appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And I'm going to miss you guys on Wednesday meetings. And I just am so thankful for everything that I've learned through this program. I mean, they can't take it away from me. I've got it forever now, girl. So,
That's
yeah.
right. It's replicatable. It is
Yeah.
there. It is ingrained. You've got tools for life. It's not a one-time use. It's a woo. This is a forever thing. And now you've got super ninja tools and skills that most people never ever get to have. And that's worth
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yes, Renette. Thank you. And we will talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.